Bow. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Nick and Mal Show. I am Nick Johnson, one half of the Nick and Mal Show. Unfortunately, my brother Malcolm Stowe was not able to make it today, but I am joined by two reoccurring guests. This is technically your fourth time.
Fourth.
Yeah, because we did an episode earlier today.
You're regular.
Yeah, he's a regular now. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be a regular
I'm going to be a regular too.
Facts, I respect that. No funny shit.
We a gang now.
Or we a gang. When we hit you last week, I'm like, damn, Piff not going to be with it.
Why wouldn't I have been?
I don't know. You a busy man.
I'm with the shits. I don't care.
Facts.
Come on, boom. So we got Piff Marti in the building too. Malcolm has corona.
That's not funny. I don't know.
Nah, it's funny because he's good though. He's good.
Shout out to Malcolm.
Shout out to Mal.
Hope you're doing all right.
I'm sure he didn't want nobody. I asked him for his blessings, you know what I mean, to be able to tell the people.
Did he say yes?
Yeah, he said yeah.
All right, cool. I thought you just told him.
I definitely thought he was going to say no.
Yeah.
Because when I had the corona and I was telling people, he was like, yo, bro, you tripping. Don't do that.
But you're supposed to tell people.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're supposed to let people know that you have corona.
Especially people you've been chilling with.
Because people dying.
That's
not funny.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
It's not. He's still working though.
He's working.
That guy, nobody stops working. I mean, what? That guy doesn't stop working.
Not at all. And he's a marketing genius.
Genius.
Marketing genius. Everything, and I want to give him that credit right now. Everything that goes on with social media, Nick and Mal Show is all Mal.
That's Mal doing that.
Everything.
I had no idea.
Marketing genius, bro.
That's one thing I would say about you, and this is the reason why I even come on the show as much as I do. Well, this is the second time, but
speaking into existence, brother. Speaking into existence.
The way that y'all market is a very upper echelon in comparison to other startup pods. And I call you guys a startup pod because you're only 38 episodes in.
Yeah.
39, whatever. But the way that y'all present your podcast is very nice and very professional.
You could see the growth on it.
From
when it first started, it's like
absolutely
as everything when you start out looks not as good, but now that gray and red block and letters,
fire.
That's clean.
Malcolm literally spends hours trying to do that shit, and I'm like, bro, what? I personally want to know, like, what joy do you get out of doing that? Because bro, I told him that the other day. He's like, yo, bro. He's like, yo, this shit is mad work. I'm like, no, it's not, nigga. Work. Somewhere deep in down, you find joy doing that shit.
Chasing a check.
Now, editing anything is a lot of work, no matter how much fun it is. Because I mean, I edit my videos. So that shit take like 10 to 13 hours just to edit a 1 minute.
That 1 minute video.
Yes. Because I'm going through like an hour and a half of footage and finding like 2 to 3 seconds of good shots to then put into a clip for 1 minute to make it look good. You know what I mean? Because you see, if you watch my videos, it's like maybe 40 different clips, but I'm comprising it all into one video. So editing is fun, but it just takes a long time.
It's a long time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we actually gonna get into your creative process. I know that's one of the questions Bala had to you. By the way, Bala is technically the stand-in host.
I'm hosting.
You're hosting.
The Nick and Bal Show.
The Nick and Bal Show. We had to replace Mal.
Cross out the M, put a B.
Come on,
we here.
I did want to give Malcolm his flowers though, because personally, he doesn't know that I'm doing this, but y'all ever feel lucky that y'all found something like, for example, you just got engaged. Do you ever sit down and think to yourself like, yo, I don't know how you and your girl met. Maybe it was a random situation. Facebook. You ever thought to yourself, damn, what if I never send that DM?
Yeah, absolutely. I think about it all the time just because, well, were you finished?
No, go ahead.
I think about it all the time because my girl is really, really fucking funny, and women don't be funny. I mean, whether it's by choice or just by whatever. But
I think men just grow up. You know what I mean? We grow up busting balls. We grow up making fun of each other, so we just become better at it.
And women don't have the opportunity, or they're not usually allowed to be silly or anything like that.
Yes.
She don't care, and she's very beautiful too at the same time. And and outside of that, I'm just thankful to have someone that like supports my goals, supports my dreams, like, somebody that's there to even like listen to me when I'm venting or complaining about whatever dumb shit. She's just there. And I don't think, and I met plenty of women in my life, she's the only one that I felt strongly enough about to propose to. You know what I mean? Like it's And I don't rush. I don't encourage people to get married or engaged just cause. Like, you definitely have to find that person. I just so happen to find my person.
How long have y'all been dating now?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
When did you know she was the one?
Day one, really.
Really?
You know what I mean? And that's it sounds weird because it took me 8 years to like propose to her, but I knew it because like the sense of I'm big on sense of humor. Like, I'm big on humor and just having a good time, not being too serious. And she was the same way. Like, we were talking just off of just making jokes back and forth. I'm like, oh, you different. So I'm gonna keep talking to you. And we've been talking every day for the last 8
Don't get
years.
old.
No, it don't get old, bro. Like, that's my best friend. And I think that's one of the most important things when it comes to like any relationship. Having that friendship outside of just like the romanticism, because like outside of romantics, it's like you're gonna have to talk to you. It
gets boring after a while. Like, loving, just being loving, and oh babe, I love you. Like that shit gets trash after a while.
You can help each other grow.
I like to make jokes. I cut her ass, she cut my ass. Of course, it's a good it's a healthy dynamic.
Would you rather ditch and hang out with your friends to chill with her? I think that's when you know you met the right one. When you like, you know what, y'all, shorty here, like, you know what I mean?
In the grand scheme of things, yes. But I know because I hang out with her so much, I already got that time with her.
Okay.
You feel me? But like, if it was a moment where she's like, yo, let's hang out, yeah.
You live together?
Yeah.
Nice.
What has changed since you like proposed to her?
First
of all, what you got to tell us what you did.
All right, so what I plan to do, here's what I plan to do. So I was trying to do some like extravagant as like plan, right? We play this game called Heads Up. It's that game where you play charades.
Yeah.
You put it on your forehead. Boom. The plan was to set up a fake heads up board where she's like, it's like a normal game. She's giving me the clues. She's guessing. Boom, boom, boom. And she's real competitive. So
right.
What it was gonna be, the clue was gonna be, will you marry me on the screen, right? And she was gonna give me the clues to get me to say that. And I would say, will you marry me? My sister hit me up. She was like, don't do that because she don't want to be around people while we doing that. It was going to be a game night. So I didn't do that. But what had happened was, because of COVID, I haven't seen my friends in so long. So I was telling her about it, like, yo, I miss my friends. She threw a whole small surprise party and my friends came over to the crib. Where I'm like, wow, I'm so thankful for you. So after they left, I was just like, yo, I'm really thankful for you. I love you. I want to be with you the rest of my life. She had no idea I was proposing.
Did you have an idea you were proposing?
Yes and no. I had the ring in my pocket, but I was like, damn, am I going to do it?
Yo, you are funny as hell. I remember when we had the first podcast, we and you was driving home.
Yeah.
And you was telling me, he's like, yo, bro, I already got the ring. I already thought about doing it, but I'm just waiting for the right time.
You always keep that thing on you?
You know
you really just had it on go for whenever.
That's cool, though.
That day was like, yeah, I'm going to do it today. I'll do that. And this is big because I used to not even believe in marriage until like a year and a half ago. For a long time, I was just against the idea of marriage and the institution of marriage because it seemed like it didn't really make sense to me. But something clicked where I was like, all right, this makes sense though.
Right.
You know.
Shout out to Piff, Lady Marti,
Miss Marty. But
that's dope.
Mrs. Marti.
Mrs. Marti.
Yeah.
But listen, let me finish giving Bala Guala his shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Guala.
Yeah, I'm saying like, just like I'm sure you're like, damn, I'm happy I met my girl. Like I've always wanted to do a podcast. Like y'all could go back and I had a YouTube page where low key I'm like Nostradamus. Because I predicted so many things.
Hot take.
Listen, no cap. Y'all could go see it. The footage is out there. I told niggas Trae Young was going to be that dude. Because when Trae Young was coming out of college, everyone's like, yo, he's too small. He can't play defense. Like, listen, bro.
He still can't play defense.
Yeah, but you know what it was? I'm like, Jordan was in the league and you had a kid that was his size, his athleticism, and that kid looked at him and modeled his game after him and became Kobe Bryant.
True.
And I'm looking at Steph Curry like, that's okay, true. This guy could do everything Steph Curry could do. Maybe if Steph Curry wasn't there, he wouldn't have a blueprint of what to do. But he could literally look at Steph Curry and be like, yo, just do the same thing. And that's exactly what he's doing. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. I didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I was like, yo, it's easy, bro. Literally just do what he do. You have the same athleticism, same size. He doesn't play defense. It's whatever. And they both light skinned. That helps. You know what I mean? I told niggas LeBron was the GOAT. This was like 5 years ago, before he actually became the GOAT. You know what I mean?
I was on the same way.
5 years ago, I think he's been the GOAT for years. Well, not. I personally don't think. He's great.
But
He's
people
a great
weren't
player.
saying that.
5 years ago, they
People
weren't.
saying that 5 years ago.
I think
They had him in the
like
GOAT
2009. People were saying it.
They had him in the conversation, but I don't think people were saying like, yo, he is the dude.
Everybody tuned into the decision. Everybody tuned.
I was in
into that.
Trinidad. I didn't even know what was going on.
For real.
I swear to God, I didn't.
Basketball there.
He's playing netball.
Literally, I think my first official basketball series was watching LeBron play the Spurs.
First time.
My first time. I wasn't even here for the Maverick series.
Also, that was his first time playing the Spurs.
Yeah. My first like playoff series watching was LeBron in the finals versus the Spurs. The year they won, and that's when I became a LeBron fan. So I hopped on 2012.
Yeah,
2012.
2012. Yeah,
That's
2012, 2013.
So I hopped on the bandwagon late as fuck. But I say that to say this.
Welcome.
Huh?
Welcome.
Word. But I say that to say this. I've always wanted to do the podcasting thing, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm a little bit insecure about and it's a good insecurity because I'm like, yo, this is something I wanted to do my whole life, basically.
Right.
And it's almost like I found the perfect person to do it with. You know what I mean? I don't even think I would be good at doing
about
it.
Mal.
I'm talking about Mal. I feel like, yo, I don't think anyone else would give me the push, the motivation, or we would play off of each other. Like, and this is for the show. This is for behind the scenes when it comes to marketing. He loves the marketing stuff. I like to do research and stuff for the show. Like it's literally separated. So,
and that's the type of balance that a team needs, like people who have strengths in just different things that probably the other person wouldn't want to do. The other person can pick it up and y'all bring it together too.
Yeah, that's a good team, the Nick and Mal.
And then there's no ego in decision making because it's like, bro, you know, when it comes to a decision about this, I'm gonna make it. When it comes to something about marketing, I don't even have, you know what I mean, bro? Do you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not cloud chasing, but I'm gonna mention it. When Kodak Black gave us the tweet yesterday. Am I cloud chasing for bringing that up?
No,
this
let him know.
and if I am,
a shout out, like
word.
He a part of the team now.
What do you got? Like 3 million followers? He's part of Nick and Mal show.
He
He'll be sitting right there.
He
with
has
me.
more than 3 followers on IG.
Really?
But he's still Kodak. You know what I mean? Greatest rapper of all time. And that's really the point I was trying to get across. And if y'all don't know, please go check it out. Kodak Black gave the Nick and Mal show a shout out. Said that we were
What's that?
the next big show.
Talk show.
The next big talk show.
Yeah.
And I'm
You're
happy
on
you said
Breakfast
show
Club.
and not podcast because we're a show and not a podcast. And that was fucking amazing. But Malcolm hit me and was like, yo, like, what do you want me to do? Send a message to send to Kodak. I'm like, bro, like, you take care of that. I know I love Kodak. You know how I feel about Kodak, but I don't want to. I'm probably going to fuck it up. You do you. And he crafted the correct message to send his way.
Let's go.
But yeah, so shout out to you, Mal. I love you, bro. Sorry you got the Rona, but you know what I mean? You're going to be good.
You know what's dope about what you said? It takes and it touched on what you said earlier about there being a lack of ego. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people who have a partner, a business partner, it's hard for them to give them their flowers just because they don't want to make them feel like they're dependent on them or they don't want to admit that I need you.
You are dependent on them,
like,
right?
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? So it shows that how much you how much you love them, and two, how much you appreciate the quality and just what he brings to the table too. And I think that's important when it comes to any group. I personally don't like group projects, so I don't.
Facts.
And you're a rapper. I feel like
it's hard for me, not because of ego, just because people usually aren't good at certain things that I want them to. But but when you do find that person, it's like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You found somebody with the same goals and somebody who's trying to get after it as much as you are. And Mally's someone that chooses who he's working with deliberately, you know. But when he finds somebody, he gives it his all. You know?
Bro, we are the same person. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Me and Malcolm's friendship was like, we've always been friends, but like how close we are now was literally formed because we were both as dedicated. And when we said something, like a lot of people are frugal with their word. Like a lot of people that say shit and they're just playing lip service. Like, all right, bro, I'm gonna be there. Let's work out. I don't feel like it, this, that, and the third. Mally, no, once I gave him my word, listen, it's done. I'm going to be there. Once he gives me his word, it's done. I'm going to be there. And there's like, I don't know, there's a bond in that because you know you're not going to find a lot of people like that. So when it comes to the podcast, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I'm going to be accountable. It's like, bro, I do not have to worry about dude at all. You know what I mean? It's like, and that shit is great.
Yeah.
In your situation, I feel like you just need to find that person.
Yeah. I know that for sure. I just haven't.
Word.
You know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard.
You shoot everything on your own and stuff?
I shoot everything on my own. I engineer my music.
Hey.
And it's not because I haven't found someone who doesn't know how to engineer better than
Nobody
I do.
gets your shit like you. Is that what?
Not even that too.
No?
I like to save money. You feel me? I like saving bread, and I'm a businessman too. I treat my music and my content as a business too.
Shout out to Chris DeJorio. I think it was like our second podcast guest. He told us that and we ran with it. He's like, yo, treat your business like a business and it will be a business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I look at it like I'm selling fucking blankets or whatever. You know what I mean? Like how do I save money? How do I make the most money out of it while again saving money too? So I had to just say, look, I'm gonna learn how to mix my records. I'm gonna learn how to shoot my videos. I'm gonna learn how to edit my videos so I can save the most money possible without compromising the content. Like if I found myself compromising the content, of course I'm gonna delegate that. And over time, as I grow bigger and bigger, I'm gonna delegate that. But if I don't have to now, I'm not going to.
When you say, I feel that a lot actually.
When you say you shoot on your own, like obviously someone is recording the video for you.
No. I have a tripod. I have my iPhone, and I stand it up somewhere. I'll give you the source. I get on. I rent out a city bike, the electric one, and I just ride around New York City looking for spots.
That's how you do.
I found a spot, set up the tripod, and stand in front of the camera, start rapping, and then I go in post and do all the editing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like that one video of you just like dancing. I don't know
which one. I'm dancing all of them.
All of them. One of them I seen.
All the videos.
But no funny shit. You got to pull out the official dance moves because you could dance a lot better than you show.
You gotta make a dance
on your videos,
like a cha-cha slide.
Might be speaking too soon, but that's coming.
Can we get a battle with Larry Smooth or Kid Pat on one of them?
Shit. Yes.
Yo, Kid Pat, Larry Smooth, hit up Piff Marti or the Nick and Mal show.
I'll jump
you know
over my leg right now. Show you what I got.
Yo, Kid Pat is an icon. Oh my God.
All those guys.
Forgot about
nice.
that.
Shout out to Kid Pat. I have a Kid Pat story. Let's
go.
He probably does not remember this. So back in 2013, back when like there was, you weren't here. You weren't in New York at all.
2013 I came in 2011.
So Light Feet was a thing. There was a whole Light Feet movement. There was teams all across New York, right? I had auditioned for, there was auditions too. I had auditioned for what his team, which was called Two Real Boys, right? And I had bought this camera to like film what's going on. He's like, yo, let me use your camera. And I'm like, all right, sure, right? I couldn't find him for like 40 minutes. And then he came back like, yo, here's your camera back, right? And it was broken.
Oh my God.
So Kid Pat, you owe me.
You owe him
You owe me $50 over
Kid
7
Pat.
years.
You owe this man money.
He probably don't remember.
It's double or nothing though. We got to put money on the battle.
Yeah.
So if he beats you, he don't owe you nothing. But it's double or nothing. If you win, he owe you that camera plus whatever y'all put on the.
You guys gotta get light.
I'm joking. I don't get Light no more. So.
Nah, come on, Piff. You could get back into that. It's like shooting.
Bro, I'm 27. That shit hurts my body now. That shit. You see
Hitting
how
a
they jump
split on your
knees?
sneakers?
That shit hurts, bro. You need to stretch. You got to treat it like a NBA Finals game at this point.
Facts.
You ever jumped over your leg?
Yeah, bro.
Do it now.
Come on.
Oh.
Come on, no, Ballard. Do not hurt yourself. It's expensive equipment in here. Be careful now. Oh. You was gassing it. That look. I feel like I could do that now.
That was impressive.
I used to get light.
You gonna feel that tomorrow though?
Yeah, yo, I'm feeling it now.
that's why I don't get light.
So you can't do that. You can't do that.
I can do it. I'm not going to. That shit is painful.
Shout out to white genetics,
bro.
man.
What the fuck? That shit gonna rip. But I say that to say, I get on the city bike, find spots, and then I just shoot. You were saying something about dances though. That's how we got there.
Oh yeah, you you're like scaling out the video.
Basically, that's all it is. You know what I mean? Because I don't have
and
a
it's
camera.
smooth. It's like smooth. What camera you got?
It's an iPhone 12.
Oh shit!
I shoot all the shit on an iPhone, and that's another thing about
4K.
being cost effective and saving bread.
Fact.
Like as technology has advanced, it's gotten a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier to do things that it would have costed hundreds of thousands of dollars to do maybe like 10 to 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And I saw that and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna wait for somebody to do it for me. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. And then it's also important to learn how to do your things too, because then you can then explain to someone what you want them to do once you start hiring people. And then that's how you scale your business quicker and make it go to its highest potential.
I mean, this is not really related, but isn't that a reason why guys like Travis Scott, they're so talented at making music because they know every single part of it?
Yeah.
And when they do have a producer, they can tell him, listen.
Like Tyler the Creator too.
Tyler the Creator, Kendrick is like that too. A lot of the best artists, the ones that we like, that makes millions of dollars. Now I'm not talking about the ones that's just popular. The ones that make like to tens and millions of dollars are the ones that know how to do it, but know that somebody else is better than them that know how to do it, so they're able to explain it and say, hey, can you put some reverb on it? I know a lot of artists that don't know what the fuck reverb is, and that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me, because you can have a career and not know what's going on, but you're limiting yourself if you don't know what goes into what you're doing, because you put too much of responsibility on other people, and then when that person can't show up, then what?
Right.
I gotta wait 3 weeks for you to mix this for me, or why can't I just do it on my laptop myself? Like, it just saves so much time. I like saving time. I like saving money.
I think especially in this era, that's definitely like a thing, being like self-sufficient. Absolutely. Especially when you could afford, like, for example, a podcast studio. I don't have to, you know what I mean? I could spend $1,000 and have a podcast studio, and I would obviously have to learn all of those things
for sure
to do that.
I had this professor in this producing class. I went to film school, so I had this producing class. This dude, one day he shoots this video. After it looks great. Looks great. All the props and everything, like crystal glasses, beautiful china. And he's like, I got all this stuff at the dollar store. Shot it on my iPhone, shoots in 4K, and it looked beautiful. Beautiful. And he's like, you could literally make anything you want for dumb cheap.
Mind you, I'm only paying $30 a month for my iPhone. I didn't even buy the iPhone outright. I'm leasing it.
Right.
So it's like you have all these tools in your hand to like create anything you want.
And then even with the editing, you go on YouTube, just look up, how do I do this type of edit?
Exactly.
And they're just like, this is how you do it, and just put it right
Mind you, I only paid $10 for the software I'm using to edit my video.
What do you use?
It's phone. I'm doing it on my phone too.
What?
It's this app called Villo, VLLO. So pay $10 for the pro version, and all the edits that you see as far as color grading, as far as like editing, transitions, all that shit that you see in my videos, done on my phone from that app.
So when you get some expensive software, you're gonna cooking
exactly, because I did the groundwork, and that's another reason why I do things myself too, because the longer that I'll do it, the better I will get, and then I'll be able to get paid to do it for other people too.
Yeah,
and that's why I started my business, ColdPizza, because like eventually I'm not gonna be doing music my entire life.
Okay,
you know what I mean? But I would love
trying to make money your entire life.
Yeah.
Wait, what's ColdPizza? I feel like I've seen that before.
Oh, I never even told you. So
yeah, you never put me on, bro. Come on.
Due to like I had a label situation, well, a potential label situation where I would have done a partnership where I would have signed, and the company, who won't be named, would have gotten 45% of like my masters, my touring, my merch, and all that, and I declined just because it was like, I feel like I can do what I'm giving up my rights for.
You're not providing any value.
You know what I mean? No, they provided value, but I think eventually I can get that same value. It'll just take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So what I did was I started my own company where it's a official LLC. It's a company where I can get the funding myself from a bank, as opposed to from a label who then has equity in my stuff too. A bank won't get equity in your shit. It'll still be a loan, but then they won't get the equity. And I can use these same resources and then find the marketing companies myself, find the videographers, the agencies, the playlisters, all this myself too. And I'm nice. You know what I mean? So these people will find me too.
Right.
And I can still do this through my company independently. All it does, it just takes a longer time as opposed to a microwave version where people just pouring a bunch of money into my work and then it just blows me up over like 3 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm cool with taking 12 months and owning my shit as opposed to taking 3 months and only owning 55% of it. And I pay my producers well too. So I'm not even getting the full chunk of my percentage of that deal too. You know what I mean? So I would just love to have ownership of everything so I could then disperse the funds myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's hard as fuck, but it in the long run, I don't want to regret doing it. But ColdPizza is a multimedia production company, so we produce music, we produce I'm saying I'm the only one in it. Music videos. Eventually it's gonna be film and documentaries. I do want to write a TV show. I just don't know how to write a TV show yet.
What's up?
But
Can you write a TV show for the Nick and Mal? What ideas you got for us? What type of TV show would you?
It's for me right now.
No. But you say y'all a media company though.
Yeah,
like if we were to pay you to write us a TV show, like what would you? Based on our personalities, what would you?
When we get
Nick and Mal
like
pay me
for you and Mal, it would be more like something like a Loiter Squad, a Loiter Squad Jackass kind of situation, but more so Loiter. You seen Loiter Squad?
Never.
So Loiter Squad
crazy.
is Tyler the Creator's show. Have you seen Jackass?
A little bit here and there.
I'm talking to
I'm
Rick
from
Ross.
Trinidad,
He don't
bro.
know
Like,
nothing.
talk to me about some Vibes Cartel.
Is there like a ting and ting show? Or something like that? Like I don't know. I'm trying to explain to you. So like okay, so Loiter Squad is like a sketch comedy show, which is the way they shoot it is like it's like reality TV, but they're just getting into a bunch of hijinks. And
It's definitely
hijinks is a
everything's just
funny
one
ass
take.
word.
It's like
It's
just being
a comedy show.
silly.
So it's kind of like the skits that you do now on for you guys, but like it's just more of it.
Yeah,
And more
of a storyline to it, kind of thing.
No, there's no story.
No story.
It's
And they're just doing stupid
just
stuff.
sketches. You have to watch it.
There was one, they're just sitting there and people are walking by and they're dressed ridiculous and they're just talking shit to the people walking by.
and it's funny as
It's
fuck.
funny.
And I think you and Mal would be really, really good at it. But you have to watch the show to understand completely. I know people at home understand.
What is it called again?
Loiter Squad.
I'm gonna check
It's
that
on
out.
Hulu.
You think me and Mal got acting talent?
I don't know.
No, I know we don't. But
That's the reason why I said Loiter Squad would be great for you because you don't need too much acting talent. And to be honest, you can like kind of overact and it will be even funnier because the audience understands that you're overacting. That's the type of comedic. That's like advanced comedic timing. But I think you guys can like.
So you got a problem with their skits they're doing now?
get
That I'm writing? Oh shit.
No, I don't got a problem with it. That's the reason why I said it.
Piff Marti got a problem.
just being nice. Like,
He got a
he
problem.
couldn't even say we good actors,
I
man.
put my heart and soul into that.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I really do want to. I'm not gonna say I want to get into acting, but I want to learn how to do it.
You should. But to be honest, like it depends on which ones you're doing. Like comedic acting is the hardest,
Yeah.
but it's the easiest at the same time. So the key to comedic acting is just like being serious, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
say,
It's just a funny
That makes a lot of
situation
sense. From
when
you
you're
remember
being a serious actor.
the clip that you have on your ID with your girl.
yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
That's what it is. I knew. I'm like,
Just be
yo,
serious.
why is this shit so funny? It's because you was dead ass.
Wait, what was it?
So there's a video. It's me and my fiance. We the video is she was like, tell them how we met, and I'm like, yeah. So I was on the streets, right, and she had pulled up for an 8-ball, and I was like, yo, you kind of fine. You ain't got no teeth though. But I was dead ass,
Dead ass serious.
and that's what made it funny.
Right.
That's all comedic acting is. Just
That's
be funny and just saying some weird shit, but just be serious.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn how to act?
I was in a theater program for like
Okay.
3 years, where we would just do a bunch of different acting theater workshops, and we would write our own show at the end of the year based on our own story. So we would touch on so many topics like gang violence or domestic issues or just anything that teenagers in real life really go through. We would write stories about that. So for those
Comically write them?
no, just,
Oh, just
it'll be like musicals, but there'll be comedic aspects too,
Okay.
because you don't want to be serious all the time.
Right.
But that program taught me how to the technical aspects of acting. I kind of forgot it a little bit, but yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to be an actor before I was a rapper, and then I found out I could rap. So I was like, let me do that.
I mean, you can still be an actor.
do it.
though.
I'm still be an actor, but I'm gonna use rap to like help me get roles quicker.
Right.
'Cause shit.
I think I said this when you was here before. I'm like, I see you being like a Lil Dicky kind of. And his show is fire. Have you watched
That's
it?
a great show.
The show is so good. Like he's one of the inspirations to like all of what I do too. Him, Donald Glover too. Like all the artists that really like don't just do rapper shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
Donald
mean?
Glover does stand up too.
Yeah, he's not,
His stand up's not
he's
that
good at
but-
stand up, but he's not funny. If that makes sense.
Right.
I disagree.
What you think he's funny? I mean,
I don't know.
he's good, but he's not funny. It's
Atlanta's
He's not the
great show.
funniest stand-up. And Atlanta is a great show. It speaks towards his writing. Like he's a good writer.
Right.
But I feel like as far as like the delivery when it comes to his stand-up comedy, it can be worked on. But he's someone who does so many things.
And that's
He
my
seems like
thing.
He's like a natural talent.
Yeah,
as
he's
far
just
as
trying to.
everything else he just wants to get into and show that he's good at everything. He is good at everything.
I think he breaks shit down scientifically. I think he's so smart. Like he probably just saw stand up and was like, I could do that because I see what they're doing. I see how they deliver a punchline. I see how they structure a joke, and it's all structure and there's no kind of soul in it. I feel like when it comes to his comedy,
I feel you.
I feel that a lot.
You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly.
It's just like, okay, I know how to set up a joke. I know this is gonna get a laugh, but it's no like personality. in it,
Respect for
per se.
getting up there, you know.
Oh, 100%.
And that's the only difference between people who are naturally good at stuff and then people who actually work on their craft for years and years and years, like all the seasoned comedians that we know and love. So I feel you. Because I think he only has one special, right? Donald Glover?
Yeah, it's like a half-hour Comedy Central thing.
I never
It was
watched
good
it
though. I liked it. You say you never watched it, so how you know?
because I just know he's not. I seen a
Nick's chatting.
I seen
Always.
No. I mean, I seen a clip on YouTube and I wasn't impressed. I mean, bro, is there a reason why you make your music videos the way that you do? Because you know people are not giving you an hour out of your time, especially with a stand up, bro. Like that's a commitment. You have to grab my attention within the first minute for me to sit here for an hour, and then I'll determine if it's trash or not.
I would say that I agree because I saw one clip that made me watch the whole stand up, but then I saw another clip that if I saw that one first, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Exactly.
Who's the best comedian of all time?
I think there's two
Who's that?
at top. So I think
Do not say Kevin Hart, please.
I'm not gonna say Kevin Hart. By the way, I do think Kevin Hart is funny, but we can get into that.
He's funny, but he can't be in the GOAT conversation.
Yes, he can.
I don't know, that litlittle grown man and that other one.
Hilarious.
Laugh him up.
This was my argument because me and him talked about this earlier. I'm like, I don't know how to. Kevin Hart is kind of like Steph Curry to me, right? Steph Curry. No. I make so much bad analogies.
Yeah.
Like Steph Curry could legitimately win 9 championships, and no one will ever say he's a GOAT because you can look and say there's something lacking. Whether it's defense, whether it's in Kevin Hart's case, just the content that these other guys make funny. He's making funny shit funny, which is okay. But when you take, for example, Richard Pryor, who used to smoke crack and sleep with trannies and was almost burnt alive, and you make that into a funny story, that just holds more weight than my kids and my wife and I cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel that I agree, and I think he kind of like put a chink on his armor for being too safe. His latest one though, where he did it in his crib, a lot of people didn't like it because he was saying like he was going for it this time. Like, he was talking about other celebrities. He was calling his daughter a hoe type shit. But it was funny though.
Hilarious.
I didn't see that one.
But because of Kevin Hart and him being a safe comic, so to speak, it hurt him more than it did help him, because if he started out talking like that, then we probably would have
accepted him like that.
Yeah.
Why do you say it hurt him though?
Because did you see
I seen it
on Twitter when
I'm not a social media dude.
That
That's
makes
the
sense.
thing. Yeah.
So when that special came out on Twitter and Clubhouse, there was just a bunch of think pieces about Kevin Hart not being funny, him calling, how do you call a black woman a hoe? How you call your daughter a hoe? It was a joke. The way he set up was definitely a joke.
To get you talking like that. That's why he said that.
But if he came out the gate just being that kind of comic, it would have been whatever.
Nothing.
Like Dave Chappelle, and that transitions to my answer for the GOAT conversation, GOAT question. Dave Chappelle, he came out the gate, you already know to expect or not expect anything because he's gonna say whatever he wants to say. He's not gonna hold back. So I think my goats are Dave and Bill Burr at the top.
They're one and the same, man.
Yeah, I think
They're
Bill's a white Dave and Dave's a white Bill type
Really?
shit.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Bill
Or
Burr.
black Bill. Yeah, I think they like the technical aspect of their comedic style is just like next to none. And Patrice O'Neal too. Patrice O'Neal
R.I.P.
dope too.
R.I.P. I never listened to his stand up. I got
He's
to.
funny.
He just tells the truth.
Yeah.
Like he's the epitome of what I said earlier about comedic acting being like just be dead ass,
Yeah.
but say some real funny shit.
You see, and that's why Bala was just giving me shit for that earlier, because I'm kind of like that. Like, I just say whatever I feel whatever I say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of people will be like, yo, you be clout chasing on the podcast. No, I don't. Everything I say on this podcast, bro, I could double down on it.
Of course.
That's not to say that a smart person like, say yourself or Bala, could come and be like, yo, Nick, you know what? That was incorrect what you said, and here's why. But I'm not just saying shit for shock value. I mean, I really, obviously it's a show. You got to put on a show. But I truly do believe it. But yeah, I mean, Andrew Schultz, who I always listen to his podcast, he's a big fan of Patrice. And I kind of get that vibe from him. Like, yo, I'm going to just let it fly, whatever.
Just let it fly. Because, like, I think it's funny because comedians, their purpose is to get on stage and tell the truth and make it funny, because it's the only medium where people can just say whatever they want.
Therapeutic.
And accept it. You know what I mean? Their job is to tell the truth. But then when you do tell the truth, you can't say the truth like this or it'll offend someone.
That's why Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle are so legendary, because
Raw.
they tell their perspective like the LGBTQ thing.
The way it say it again?
How do you say it?
LGBTQ.
Yeah, the car thing. That car.
Yeah, that was
like,
great.
Just it's genius perspective, man. That's
Mind
what's
you,
crazy
I'm
about
sure-
comedy. Is like you're just giving your perspective of life and just making it funny for everybody, to get everybody thinking, oh, that's a funny way to look at it. And that's why Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, man. Bill Burr's fun.
And mind you, that was the palatable version of what he wanted to say.
Right.
You know, you feel me? So, like, I'm sure there was a more raw version of what he tried to say, but that...
Eddie Murphy would have found something.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Yo, raw, Eddie Murphy raw.
Hilarious. Would not be okay today, but
Would not be okay today. That dude.
But you know, like I wouldn't say my biggest insecurity, but that's why I admire stand-ups, because their point of view is so crazy. It's like, how did you get to that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, you just read an article and your perspective, your point of view, your opinion on it is so outlandish. Like, how do you come to that?
But the thing is, it's not outlandish because it's what other people feel. They're just able to say it in a way where it's palatable for other people. Like, oh, I do feel that way too.
But I never knew I felt that way.
Excuse me. The
Right.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like I'm a mathematician. Like, when I read an article, I just think, oh, that's what happened, that's what happened, that's what happened. I never like cook up some crazy, like, oh, this is my perspective.
Because it's not your job.
Facts.
No, but it is. I do a podcast.
What's
I
crazy?
feel like my job is that's why I said I'm insecure a little bit, because I feel like my job doing a podcast is to bring those perspectives.
Right.
I think podcasting and stand up are very similar.
Yeah.
If you're that type of podcaster. Maybe you're not all for jokes, but it's like, yo, you're going to perform. People are going to be looking at you. Yeah. And you're trying to evoke some type of emotion. Mostly you should vote to, you know what I mean? Evoke laughter, but you understand what I'm saying?
I think our job as just people in media, regardless of what media it is to say what people feel and give them an opportunity to think, okay, this is something that I do feel too. I'm glad somebody else said it.
Okay.
In the simplest way.
So, for example, I got a lot of shit when the whole political thing was going on, when I was like, oh, I kind of fuck with Donald Trump. Huh?
Which one?
What do you mean in one?
Which political shit? Because just
just like the whole thing leading up to the election and all the different slanderings, and I was like, yo, I fuck with Donald Trump. You know what I mean?
In what way?
He's entertaining. But I told people, listen, I do not know anything that's going on in the political world. I know a little bit, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, I like Donald Trump because he passed this law and he's doing this for the country. No, he's entertaining and I enjoy it. Me personally, I enjoy it. I say that to say this. what if the way that you feel isn't how everyone else feels? Because you said our job is to say things.
You gotta hit your demographic though. My fault for interrupting, but you gotta hit your demographic. You gotta know who you're targeting. Who's your target audience? You know?
So do you think that's artificially generated? Do you agree with that? That you have to hit a target? And if that's the
Not
case,
hit a target, but like whatever your stance is, that's the people that are gonna
people just gravitate to it. The people
That's
that
the word I'm
the people that already feel that way are gonna gravitate to it. It's not artificial. It's not like you're trying to convince people to feel what you're feeling. There's gonna be people that feel what you feel, and then there's gonna be people who are in the middle, like, oh, I do get what you're trying to say. Like me, like I was like, oh yeah, that nigga is entertaining. Like he's. If I wasn't from here, I mean, like, all right, this is good. I'm gonna tune in to CNN. Like, all right, let me see what Trumpito talking about today. But like,
Trumpito,
what today?
It's like, nah.
Nah, yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it's like, yo, this nigga is hurtful.
I think Spider-Cut should run for president.
He should run for governor, New York governor. He would be better than Cuomo.
He would. It would be live if Spider-Cuz. If you don't know who Spider-Cuz is,
who's Spider-Cuz? Tell the people who Spider-Cuz is.
He's this man who was an unemployed person at the beginning of the pandemic. He got the $1,200 stimmy. And then bought a Spider-Man costume with it,
and now
monetized it.
And now he's a fucking
really
legend.
That's a good costume.
costume.
He's a Cripset. He's Cripset Spider-Man. He's wearing a do-rag. He wears a Yankee fitted. He wears Tim's. He's got the Crip beads. What do they call them? Are they just Crip beads?
And he's trying to beat the fuck up out of Batman.
Yeah, he's got beef with Batman.
I got beef with Batman.
What's your beef with Batman?
So Batman, he's very smart. But his whole thing is that he's rich, right?
Right.
And he's only one superhero.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my problem with superheroes in general. They're only one person, depending on which universe they're in. They're not fighting all the crime.
Right.
Like, I'm
Where's
still
everybody
getting
else?
robbed uptown while you doing whatever you're doing. Fuck Batman. Batman not coming to Harlem.
Yeah, Joker's threatening to blow up a building again. But what about me?
What about me? My man just got shot.
You feel me? Where's Batman now? I'm waiting for his fucking Lambo to pull up, whatever car. The Batmobile. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Call it a Lambo. But yeah.
See, maybe that's why I don't have a creative mind, because I never got into like all like this shit y'all talking about. I don't know the first thing about Batman. Never read a comic book in my life.
Never saw the movies either?
Never seen a Batman movie now.
What?
I've seen what's the one with Thanos?
That's not a Batman.
Avengers.
No, but I'm telling you that.
That's Avengers.
Adventures.
I've seen the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I've seen the Hulk,
the
old school one.
The old one?
The old one.
That was bad.
With what's his name? Lou. Go ahead.
Nah, Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah,
that was the TV show. Is that the one you're talking about?
Nah, that wasn't a TV show.
Where it's like, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. Or Edward Norton, that one.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Oh, that was a good one.
Like 2 Avengers movies and that's it.
Why? Just not into it?
Once again, I'm from Trinidad. Like,
It's
I don't know.
stuff.
I feel like, I feel like we've never been into that in Trinidad. You know what I mean?
Got into Carnival and
we into being outside. I know that's weird to say, but we are. I was about to say outdoorsman. That's probably not the right word. But we outside. Like, we literally live our lives outside.
I feel that because you can be.
Yeah.
Can be outside. New York, you can't be outside.
Right now?
Exactly.
For 6 months, you cannot be outside. And then for the other 6 months, it's hot as fuck. So you probably can't be outside then too.
Right now, I don't want to go back outside.
It is fucking
It's
great
cold
right now. It hasn't snowed in weeks. Well, when was the last time it snowed out here?
The other day.
Like a week ago.
But there's there's these little, like, you drive around the city, it's like these little ice puddles in the middle of it. It's like, yo, where is that from?
It's kind of gross. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really want to live in New York anymore.
I'm out. I got out.
It might be. Oh yeah, you don't even live in New York.
Yeah, I live in
But you
Jersey
live
now.
in New York.
Jersey,
Jersey
bro.
is diet New York.
Live on the border of
Absolutely not. Not where I live personally,
How not?
because I could
There's no apartment building.
I could get somewhere that's 5 miles away in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and it
Okay.
doesn't take an hour to make a Home Depot run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Word.
But at the same time, all right, I get it. It's still cold. Like I don't know how you being someone that's from Trinidad can like withstand the cold like that.
I played football,
Okay.
so that kind of like indoctrinated me into knowing, like, yo, I feel like I can handle the cold more than most people.
Fuck handling it. Do you like it?
No, I do not like it.
All right, so
I tolerate it though. Like, it doesn't bother me as much. Number one, I don't take the train. I don't take public transportation, so I never have to experience the cold.
okay, damn.
You know what I mean? Like, it's from the crib to the car, and I'm making sure to heat that car before I get.
That makes sense. Just me personally, I don't feel like New York. I don't think it's ever been conducive to like healthy mental health. Just because I think I told this to you. Like, everybody lives on top of each other. That's not normal. And because of all the light pollution and the sound pollution, it's just, you just aren't able to like just experience nature the way that it's supposed to be. Like, you can't, when you go outside, all you hear is either a car or somebody yelling type shit. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And I think you start to, what's the word I'm looking for? You start to depreciate the value of individual human beings. You know what I mean? Like,
You've seen so much.
You've seen so much people. It's like, yo, you don't even like, bro. I used to live in a building, and now that I live in New Jersey, which is like a nice residential area, only houses around. I see my neighbor. Hey, what's up? Have a conversation with him. In the buildings, bro. Like, whether you live in the projects or just like a medium-sized apartment buildings, it's blinders. It's like, bro, I don't even see you. I don't even know who lives above me, below me.
I don't know your story. And low key, I don't want to because there's mad stories here.
Right. I can't go speak to everybody.
I kind of like it though, because it's like, there's so much going on and that you could kind of tune it out. It's just white noise at that point where you're just kind of focused.
But look what you said. It's white noise.
Yeah.
And it's noise.
Yeah.
It's still
True.
noise. There's a lot of sensory overload living in a big
the
city.
city
like
just
this.
is litter on the earth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. I'm gonna start saying that. It's litter. I think people will understand it more if I say that. It's just like
We just placed cement.
You know what I mean?
everywhere.
Like, just imagine living
Concrete.
somewhere. Just imagine living somewhere where there isn't a bunch of cars or there's not a lot of light, so you can actually see the stars. When's the last time you saw stars, bro?
I used to live on Long Island, so I was
That's the thing.
wide open.
You're from LI, so I feel like you're able to appreciate the city a little bit more.
Okay.
Like, when I first came from Trinidad, this was the most amazing shit. I'm like, yo, I go to school in Manhattan, bro. Like, y'all niggas would not believe this shit. Like, I'm a block away from the Empire State Building. And then I don't know when it was. It probably was after 4 years of high school of taking the train every fucking day. And that train shit is a killer too. I feel like that's the, you know what I mean, the biggest mental fuckery you got to deal with when you
how
live
does
in
it
the
work?
city.
You're like, damn, you miss your stop, and then you gotta
And it's just
hop off, and you're like, wait, I'm supposed to go another stop, wait for the next train. Ooh, no thanks.
and just a bunch of dirty ass people.
Yeah.
And then it's a killer when it's like 10 a.m. and you hear "Showtime, ladies and gentlemen."
Piff Marti. Piff Marti is up next.
Meanwhile, it was me.
You add into the negative ecosystem. And some of y'all motherfuckers stink on the train too.
Yeah.
I shoot this video. I'm Piff Marti. I shoot this video for free. This video's gonna be made for free. I don't pay money to shoot my videos, and I edit it myself.
Low key, I'm becoming Russ, and it's very funny.
You becoming who?
Russ.
Why you say that?
You know Russ, the rapper? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Russ a goat, low key.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he is.
actually the reason why I'm like doing the music the way that I do it, like just putting out content. But like he brags about him doing everything all the time. And at first I didn't get it. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. And now I'm just
Mad pride in
it.
Yo, but I think that's why I respect Russ the most. He literally got the cornball card off of him. I think we all looked at Russ as a cornball
Yes.
initially.
Yes.
And he somehow maneuvered his way into being the coolest nigga in the rap
When did
game.
that happen?
When he started punching niggas out.
That was it. Yeah,
When he started punching niggas out, it's like, oh.
when he snubbed Guap Dad, I'm like, all right.
It's like,
Okay.
oh, this nigga is rolling around with
That's some Nigerians near you?
I think they Haitians. Haitians?
They were ethnic.
They had some black
He was actually
motherfuckers that was
beating
about the shits.
He was actually beating people up.
He rolled up on a rapper talking shit.
Guap Dad 400. He threw a punch or two. I respect it. And he's a small dude. Like, I don't expect him. Like, a lot of people was like, yo, it's not fucking somebody up. You had your mans in them do it. I mean,
No, he did it.
that's a goal.
Yeah.
That's a goal.
But I respect Russ so much. Like, a lot of my favorite rappers are ones who I, funny enough, don't listen to. Like Russ, Jay-Z, Toby Wigway, like most of the independent artists I respect. I'm not a music geek, but I'm a music business geek. So like looking at guys like that, like just give out so much game on how this shit work. Like where his whole thing is like, yo, I'm just gonna keep putting out music until the big one hits, and then everybody just goes down the rabbit hole and finds all my music. So he makes all his bread off of just that formula.
Yes.
There's no there's no label. There's no more middleman either. You don't got to go through a label or anything like that. You just go directly to Spotify, Apple Music. So shout out to Russ.
I think that's what we try and do with the podcast too. Like, just put so much content out there that when someone does find Nick and Mal, it's like
That's really
You
how
got
it's supposed to
skits,
do.
you got cooking vids.
That's really how it's supposed to work. It's the hardest way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it's honestly, in my opinion, the highest possible chance.
Of course.
It's the highest possible chance of being successful.
Throw out a big net.
I love the hardest way to do anything.
Of course.
Because I know if you go the absolute hardest route and you make it through, you make it. You know what I mean? And
In the biggest way.
the hardest way is technically the easy way because it's so structured. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
It's like that easy that you just got to do the work.
Yeah.
And it's that easy. It's just that easy. But doing stuff is hard.
Can you cook, Piff?
No.
Oh.
I could
Spider Cuz can
grilled
cook.
cheese, pancakes. He could cook.
Spider Cuz, he's got a whole cooking vid. He's wearing plastic gloves.
That's so fucking funny.
Hey, he's wearing the beads.
He's making rasta pasta.
He's making rasta pasta.
It's crazy. His whole thing is just putting on a suit.
Yo, it's
and then
funny
just
that
doing
he's in a
regular
costume.
shit.
The
But
whole
he's
show.
a hilarious dude, though. Just
Yeah.
like the shit he be saying is hilarious.
He's got that complex.
But if he
article
wasn't
funny.
wearing a Spider-Man costume,
It would not be funny.
That's
It
what
might-
I'm saying.
it might still be funny.
It might still be funny, but like, oh, this
But
nigga
not
funny.
as funny. It's so funny as in a Spider-Man costume.
And it's the fact that he's bringing something that's fake to life.
Yeah.
Does Spider-Man and Batman even have beef in real life?
They're not even in the
Oh,
same
they're not in the
universe.
They don't know each other.
See, that's another thing I don't get. The universe is just like, yo, y'all just superheroes.
Yeah.
Like, all y'all niggas is just superheroes.
But what were you saying about the hardest way is the
Oh, right,
easiest
right,
way?
right.
Yeah, the hardest way is the easiest way, I feel like. You know what I mean? With everything. I don't know. Like, it's just like the hardest way is the easiest way because it's guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed, but technically it's guaranteed. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Create
like,
more opportunities for yourself.
I could even bring it to weight loss. Like, a lot of people do all these fad diets or, you know what I mean, may have surgery, but it's like, yo, if I just work out every day, if I just reduce my calories, like, I'm going to get there. And while you're doing it, you don't have to worry about the outcome because the outcome is inevitable if you're doing what you got to
We talked
do.
about this earlier with manifesting. And like, there are people that sit there like, oh, this is going to happen to me. So I just got to chill out, let it happen. But then they forget that you got to
Got to
put
do
in
the work to do it.
I was there for a while. I was like, all right, I'm going to be successful, whatever. I don't even know. I don't even have a focus. I don't have a set goal, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
But the
I wasn't
reason,
doing nothing.
what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
The reason why I feel like it's the hardest way though is just because of the way society is now, where people need a dopamine hit every 2 minutes. So that means people are gonna quit faster.
Right.
So yes, it's easy to just keep doing something, but it's also hard because our brains are now wired to want to receive gratification instantaneously.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to just like keep doing something and not getting the reward.
Right.
I put out 5 videos I'm supposed to be on, and then you're not on, and you're like, damn, I'm gonna just quit. That's how most people end up failing. And we all know people who say, yo, I'm gonna start this podcast. They do like 2 episodes, and then you're like, oh, where's the next one? You're like, nah, I'm gonna come back in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks pass.
That's not DNA though. Humans are like, we're just like animals, right? You think about an animal in the wild, like they're literally, every decision they make, it's an instant gratification. They reap the benefits instantly. If you get what I'm saying, like if there's a lion, if you make the wrong decision or not the wrong decision, that's a meal missed or something. You know what I mean? A lion is not planning his life a week or 2 ahead. And I feel like humans come from that same thing. Like when we were cavemen, like in prehistoric times, like our life was based on moment to moment. Now, everything in our society is delayed gratification, whether it's building your credit score over years, working for 30 years to buy a house. You know what I mean? Whether it's doing music and like building up a podcast, it's like, bro, you about to put in so much work before you see a dollar.
I feel that.
It's like where in the human mind is going to be like, okay, keep going.
But even though that's a good point, but look at the lion analogy, a lion hunting analogy, right? A lion will still wait for the elk and the gazelles to walk by till she finds the the right one and then pounces on it. We're at a point where people don't even want to wait for that
Yes.
gazelle
Mm-hmm.
and see which one. They just want the gazelle to come to them already cooked.
Mhm.
You know, already dead. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's
Yeah.
why,
Makes sense.
you know what I mean? People,
That's a good point.
It's and it's because of like social media and just getting all these getting these dopamine hits from likes and comments.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's the hardest way to do now.
Yeah.
Does social media affect you in that way? That's personally why I can't have social media.
It definitely affects me that way. That's why I don't use it as much as I used to. Like I use it because of my job, my career. However, if I wasn't pursuing a career in media, I wouldn't be on it as much.
Mhm.
Shout out to Malcolm. That's another one of the blessings he gives me, that I don't have to be on social media.
Because he
does everything. But do you feel like, would you say social media is a drug?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you use heroin in a tempered way? Like, okay, you know what I mean?
I've never done heroin before, so I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, if social media is a drug, like we say, like, I really do not believe that you can use it positively, as some people say. Because at the end of the day, you're going to OD.
I see what you're saying.
If we're addicted, we're talking about addictions. If we're addicted,
Yeah.
let's say you've never become addicted to social media. I don't even know what the requirements would be to deem someone addicted to social media. But if you're addicted, I don't think there's a way for you to be like, okay, I'm going to only do it here and then make sure it doesn't bleed into the side of my life.
Mhm.
Because I feel like just inevitably that's what social media is. It's meant to keep you there longer than you want to be.
Here's how you can tell you're addicted to social media. You waiting online at a supermarket and you pick your phone up and then scroll. You don't have to do that,
Facts.
but you naturally feel like you need to do that.
And everyone does that.
Right.
Do you do that?
Yes.
Sometimes I catch myself, I'll get a text, look at the text, and then immediately I'm
Just
going
go on
Twitter,
social media.
Snap, IG.
You know what
And
I
I'm
mean?
like, well, there's nothing else for me to do. So I go Twitter, Snap, IG. I'll get another text. Ooh, what's this about? Twitter, Snap, IG.
And this is why social media is connected to for me personally, what we was talking about earlier about the hard way being the easy way. I believe if I could literally purge my life out of social media, I would be the most successful I could be. And that shit is hard as fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But you just said like you don't know. You said it's you don't understand how there's a social media addiction, but you just said it'll be hard for you to.
No, I said I know there's a social media.
Oh, okay,
addiction.
got you.
No. I forgot like where I was misinterpreted, but I'm like, I know there's a social media addiction. I just don't think we could use it selectively.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like for me personally, anything I do, whether it's eating, whether it's positive things too, like once I dive into something, I dive in. And that could go for the podcast or whatnot. Are we good on time?
You guys got 2:30.
To 2 minutes, 30 seconds? All right, perfect. Yeah, so I don't know.
During this pandemic and everything, it's way easier to just get wrapped up in social media because you can't have an outside life pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, let's make a life on the internet.
Shit, that benefits me because of how I present my shit, but like at the same time, it's like fuck.
Right.
May as well go outside.
What you told me that you was into stocks. Are you aware of what happened on Wall Street? Real quick before we get out.
Yes. So to put it simply, hedge funds had betted that a certain stock, and specifically GameStop and AMC, were going to plummet, right? And what it's called a short,
position.
right? So they bet that it's going to go down. A group of Redditors saw that they were betting on that, so what they did was buy up that stock so that it doesn't go down. And then as it goes up, the hedge funds have to
They have to buy it back.
they have to
Yeah.
right. So once they do that, then it goes up even higher, and that's how people made their money. But
I'm not
Yeah,
proud
I'm-
of
yeah.
it, but I made a couple
And they
thousand.
lost. So from what I understand is why the hedge funds got fucked up is so like what a short position is. You say Piff Marti, you have a lot of stocks. I'm a hedge fund manager. I borrow it from you.
Mhm.
And what I do is if I bet on a stock dying down, I buy it for say $20 and I sell it for 20, right? So now I have all the money from those stocks. I'm betting that it's going to plummet to $1 and now I buy it back for $1 and give it to you. You know what I mean? And that's why they got fucked up because a stock they was expecting to go down from $20 to like, you know what I mean? How much ever.
$2
This shit is now 357, and now they have to buy that back and give it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy.
It's crazy sticking it to them, and they're trying to make that not happen.
But I lost bread because Robinhood was like, nah, you can't.
Right?
do
That's
no more.
crazy.
That shit hurts.
And I think the biggest story to take away from that is this market is not free. I know everyone wants to be in stocks right now, and it's positive, but I feel like a lot of shit is going to come from this because it showed us what's going on.
You still should though.
But guys, we are out of time. Piff Marti, thanks for coming through, my brother.
Glad to be here, man. It was good talking to you guys.
Yes, sir. Ballard, thanks for holding it down. Malcolm, we miss you. We love you.
I can't do a good job like
Malcolm.
Mally though.
You did a good job. This was a great pod, man.
Hey, it's only my second host episode.
This was your second host episode. But guys, we are out. Thank you for tuning into the Nick and Mal Show. Bow. Bow. Bow.
I can't do that.